Hello learners, I welcome you to yet another interesting class in history. In today's lesson, you will learn about the rise of Songhai Empire. That is, the factors that contributed to the rise, the development and the growth of Songhai Empire. I promise you it is going to be an interesting class. So, with your pen and your book, I will need you to sit quietly and listen to today's lesson. In history, empires tend to rise and fall with new ones taking over. The Songhai Empire rose to prominence after the Mali Empire had collapsed and disintegrated. But however, the empire rose as a result of certain factors. Now we can say that these factors that enabled the Songhai Empire to rise were the same factors that contributed to the demise of the Mali Empire. So we are going to see some of these factors that led to the rise, or that aided the rise of the Songhai Empire. The first of such factors we will discuss today is Songhai Empire before 1464 was part of the Mali Empire. This was a strong factor that aided Songhai and his army. They had understood important facts about the Mali Empire, the government system, the trade routes, and the weakness in the Mali Empire. Now recall I said in our previous classes that the rise of Songhai Empire was partly as a result of the collapse of the Mali Empire. And Songhai, the people of Songhai, were formerly under Mali Empire and they already knew how the system worked. So, for them to break away or to fight for their independence was not that difficult for them. Now, this factor helped to prepare them in time to take over political dominance of the area. The next factor we'll discuss today is the Islamic influence. Songhai Empire benefited from Islamic influence in different ways. One of the rulers of Gao was among the first Western Sudanese rulers that embraced Islam. Great Islamic scholars were attracted to Songhai, and Islamic clerics served as civil servants, magistrates, and recorders in their courts. They were able to maintain diplomatic relations with African states and the Holy Land, Mecca. Songhai was built on the influence of Islamic ideas and administration. Now, since the people of Gao were predominantly Muslims, the Berbers in the north were willing to trade with them. And because of the relationship, the cordial relationship these two sects had, that is, those that practice Islam from North Africa and those that practice Islamic religion in Songhai Empire at the time. Because of this cordial relationship they had, they saw themselves as brothers in faith. So it wasn't difficult for the Muslim practitioners from the north to help build the Songhai Empire. Another factor we are going to be discussing today is the death of Ibn Khaldun in 1406. Ibn Khaldun was formerly a ruler during the Mali Empire, and when he died, there was no notable record of the exploits of Mali Empire. Now this factor affected the image and the pride of the empire, and as a result, neighboring states were no longer interested or they no longer respected the Mali Empire. Now with time, the Mali Empire began to look ordinary in the eyes of its neighbors. Now this gave some impetus to the challenges posed by Songhai. Another factor that led to the rise of Songhai Empire was strategic location. Songhai Empire was well located in an area that was watered by rivers. For example, Niger, Kukia, and Gao were located on the banks of rivers that promoted fishing in the empire. They also had good agricultural forests that were developed within the empire, and it encouraged farming, hunting, and game development. Now, still discussing the strategic location as a factor that led to the rise of the Songhai Empire. Like I said earlier, that the Songhai Empire was situated along river banks, and one of such rivers that aided the growth of the Songhai Empire, or that was instrumental to the growth of Songhai Empire, was River Niger. The Songhai people had long settled along the middle region of River Niger, using the river for transport, fishing, hunting, and agriculture. As they became stronger, they captured cities along the Niger River and eventually became a large empire concentrated on the River Niger. Now, also, the Niger Valley enabled the people of Songhai to trade with neighboring states and also controlled trade routes. These advantages placed the Songhai Empire on a good footing against their Mali rulers. This eventually led to their emergence as one of the greatest empires that have existed in West Africa. Now, still talking about the factors that have contributed to the growth of Songhai Empire, next we'll discuss soil fertility. The Empire of Gao was located in the fertile areas of the Sudan Savannah. The region produced a variety of crops that supported a great population of settlers in the region. For example, these examples of crops that were produced or farmed in the Songhai Empire at the time under study include maize, rice, sorghum, vegetable, grains, and so on and so forth. Now, going further, another factor that aided the growth of Mali Empire was the military might of Songhai Empire. Under the command of Sunniali, the Songhai army was large and organized. The army had tested their powers and ability when they took back Gao from the Mali Empire. The army had experience and they were motivated by the leadership qualities of Sunniali. Another factor that led to the development and growth of Songhai Empire was the independence of Songhai from Mali Empire in 1430. The Songhai army were able to muster enough courage and bravery to declare their independence from Mali. This achievement fired up the Songhai Empire under Sunniali. It was able to maintain Gao as the capital until it rose as Mali weakened. Another factor was the Songhai invasion of Niani. Niani, like we already know, was a capital of Mali Empire. And in 1542, the ruler of Songhai Empire, Askia Ishak I, invaded Mali Empire capital in an attempt to further weaken it. Although it was not successful, the action proved that the weak condition of the Empire of Mali was seen. Now, Mali Empire could not recover from this invasion as it became more weak by the day. Another factor that we'll discuss today is powerful rulers of Songhai Empire led to the rise and development of the empire. Songhai Empire was led by powerful and warlike leaders who fought many battles in order to gain independence and recognition for Songhai Empire. The bravery of two princes of Songhai, Ali Kolein and Suleiman, made them escape from the royal court in Mali. Now, Ali Kolein was also known as Sunni Ali. These two princes, they fought Mali as a vassal state and they freed Gao. from the masters. These two warriors founded the Sunni dynasty. The reign of Sunni Ali from 1464 to 1492 saw the political emergence of Gao into Songhai Empire. Having consolidated its position, he conquered and annexed different towns into the Songhai Empire. He died before he could complete the consolidation of the Songhai Empire. Then after his death, Askia Muhammad the Great took over the mantle of leadership and ruled Songhai Empire until it was conquered by the Moroccans in 1591. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you've gotten a lot. Until we meet again in our next class, goodbye and stay safe.